It really was like I'm trying to be the mom that wasn't there for other people. There's this huge disconnect of letting people do things for me, even though I will bend over backwards for somebody else. You'll do all these things for somebody hoping, okay, they won't leave me.
Which is operating out of fear.
Yes. Was in a session, my own therapy session once.
Shout out to therapy.
Yes. And I had explained like the whole family dynamic to her, and I was telling her about my past relationship. And she pointed out that I have a problem with doing too much for the other person, even though I will never accept it from somebody else, right? And she said, she didn't say, she alluded to the idea that I'm compensating for what I didn't get. I'm trying to do the things that I wish my mother was there or able to do. And yet nobody asked me to do all these things. It's all self-assigned. And she challenged me to think about that and why, but it really was like I'm trying to be the mom that wasn't there for other people. Even though, for me, accepting that is hard. When other people do that and show up for me, it's like there's this huge disconnect of letting people do things for me, even though I will bend over backwards for somebody else. But then that will also lead to a fault, right? Because if we don't have secure attachment, or if we have anxious attachment like I did, you'll do things to feel security. You'll do all these things for somebody hoping, okay, they won't leave me.
Which is operating out of fear.
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
Which is not how we want to be entering or staying in relationships of any kind.
Of course not. But I don't really think that I had anxious attachment with my mom. You know what I mean? I think it just wasn't... I think it was more of like a surface level relationship for a very long time. But I didn't doubt that she, loved me or cared for me or anything like that. It was just, there was a stone wall and we couldn't get past it.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate you for sharing that. I think that to me is like the reason, number one, why we need to go to therapy, because there's a lot of that stuff that you can unravel from the way that we grow up and the way that we see things.
Yeah.
And a lot of that it's not 100% our own perspective. A lot of it's just it's a function of the environment and the consequences of the people who were in charge of us, the decisions that they made. Again, because we're just we don't have autonomy as kids. Like we're just subject to whatever is there. And so even when you bring that up, right, and you say, I'm operating and trying to kind of like doing a lot because I want that other person to feel maybe complete, secure, loved, appreciated, but then I won't let you do it for me. And then you both said independence, right? I'm going to do my best not go on a tangent. But when people say that now, I get very different feelings about what they mean. Let me bear with me, go down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
This is just my perspective. Again, feel free to challenge. To me, independence is the standard. It's not a deviation of the norm. But when I feel like when people talk about it, they talk about it like it's something special. Like, I'm exceptional because I'm independent. And I'm interpreting that like, no, you're just the norm. You're supposed to be independent. You're supposed to be a healthy, functioning human who can create healthy attachment with me if that's what we're going for. You know what I mean? Not, I'm like this, and then you need to meet me with this energy because if not, I'm going to move on from you. To me, when I think about what you said, that sounds to me more like compensating. And even when you describe that, I could appreciate that because I know that I did the same thing. Because my father raised me and my sister to only be independent. So we never went back to him to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because the idea was like, there is no help. You need to make it work. But then I had to get my own thoughts challenged in therapy to recognize that's not always fair or appropriate. Because why, going with your example, Joy, why would I expect less than what I give? That's like my whole thing now when I talk to people. Like, I'm only going to expect what I'm putting out there. And if you're not putting it out, then don't think you're going to get it back in return. If you want respect, for example, I demand it because I'm always going to give it.
Yeah.
So I can have accountability, right?
Yeah.
You can't, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me because I'm not going to disrespect you. So don't dare think that that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Or I will support you and assist you the absolute best that I can because I care about you and I'm here in your corner. You think I don't want that in return?
Exactly.
It doesn't mean I need it all the time. It doesn't make me less than, contrary to popular belief. It just means that sometimes I'm going to need that, and it's okay for me to need that. It's okay if I'm not strong all the time. It's okay for me to be weak sometimes. But we have this thing really mixed up. And I think a lot of us operate with that mentality. So what then I talk about is it makes it very hard for people to come together because we're so guarded.
Yeah.